everybody. Welcome to RPM, Rock and Pop Mandolin, your site, your destination for learning classic rock and pop songs on this wonderful little 8-stringed instrument. My name is Mike DeJong, and today we're going back to a classic alternative rock hit from the mid-1980s and a band called The Cult. The song is called She Sells Sanctuary, a really killer track and a really fun song to play on the mandolin, especially if you get some reverb or delay going when you're playing live. It's really cool. It's a really fun song, and certainly not a song that you would think would work for mandolin, but it certainly does. Just like just about any other rock song works for mandolin, don't they? So check out that lesson here. But first, before we get to that, a little bit of business. If you're new to the channel, thanks very much for checking us out. But don't forget to hit that little red subscriber button down there. Really helps us out. Also, really helps if you hit the like button down below, so thank you very much for that. And of course, if you are a returning subscriber, thanks again for coming back. And again, hit that like button down below. It really helps us with the algorithm going forward. Also, you might want to check our Patreon and our affiliate links down below. Some exciting things happening on Patreon these days, including live monthly mandolin jam sessions and the chance to take one-on-one lessons with me. Sign up at Patreon at patreon.com. But that's enough business. Let's take a look at this Cult tune for mandolin. It's called She Sells Sanctuary, and it's here on RPM. Okay, everyone, this Cult song, She Sells Sanctuary, is in the key of D, and it starts off with a really cool little D descending line here. It goes... starting from the A note here, right, which is the 7th fret of the D string, right? So 7th fret here, and then 5th fret of the D string, right there, and then 4th fret of the D string, and then open D. So like this. I'll show you slowly, all right? And crank up that delay or that reverb to get that echoey sound as well. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all you got to do there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 7, 5, 4, open. All right, now you're moving to the G string. All right, what's that? Well, that's the 5th fret here of the G up to the open D, so... and then down to the A note, which is the 2nd fret there of the G string, all right? All the while, you're just hitting with downstrokes like that, all right? And just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So when you get to that C note there, the 5th fret, you want to go... you want to do it like that, so... all right, just like that. Okay, so one more time, that entire beginning pattern, it goes... so again, don't forget the, so 5th, open, 5th, open, and then skip down to that A note, 2nd fret, okay? Then the second part of the introduction line, which is, by the way, also played later on in the song and at the end of the song too. So this little pattern is played 3 times throughout this song, all right? So the final part of the opening pattern goes... okay, so the beginning part is the same. It's just 7 to 5. Then you're going to skip up to the 9th fret, which is now a B note here. 9th fret of the D string. So, like that. So 9 to 7. And then there's a little pickup note there, or pickup phrase that goes like that. So again, 7, 5, 9, 7... 5, 5, 7. I'll do it again. All right, and then from there it's climbing up to that high D note, which is the 5th fret of your A string there, okay? So that final part, 5, 7 on the D, and 5 on the A. So let's do that whole intro part again. You ready? Here we go. And then pause a little bit, and then Okay, and I'm basically using downstrokes for all of those notes as well, just downstrokes, all right? So here are the chords of the main section, the main verses: D, C, G, D, all right, and on that G, you're kind of pausing and you're going, so one more time, D, like that. You can almost think of it and G, right? So all right, those are the main chords of the verses. Now, what I do, and what sounds mostly to me like the guitar part, is I play those chords here. Okay, so instead of playing those open first position chords for the song, you can do that, and actually there is an acoustic guitar in the track, in the original track, that does that, but I really like to sort of mimic the electric guitar part, which is here. You can play this D to C to G with using some palm muting here, so you can get a really nice staccato sound, all right? So that's what Billy Duffy does on the guitar part on the original track. He's going... So what am I doing there? Well, I'm playing a D chord here, or at least a variation of the D chord, with your D note right there, 7th fret of the G string, 4th fret of the D, right? So, and I'm just doing a palm muting. I'm putting my palm right there on the bridge of the mandolin to sort of deaden the strings a bit, and then I'm picking like that. Can you hear that? It's giving me a very sort of muted sound, isn't it? And that's what you want. You want that... And just emphasize those notes. Listen to the notes that I'm emphasizing here. 1, 2, 3. Like that. Okay, so just do that here. That's a D chord. And if you want to play the full D chord there, you can, which includes that high D note as well, on the fifth fret of the A string, but you don't have to. And what I'm doing is I'm just using these two right here. Then I just slide that whole configuration down 2 frets to the 5th fret here and the 2nd fret there, and that gives me a C chord now, C chord voicing. And again, very palm muted, very choppy like that. And then I'm taking a G chord here. This is a G chord. All right, so it's 4th fret here of the G string, 5th fret, and 5th fret there. And again, I'm really palm muting it to give it that staccato sound like the original. So again, it goes like this. Now the second time, I do this. I catch that open G chord like I showed you with the first position chords, right? And G like that. So one more time. Okay, so those are the main chords throughout the verses and the choruses. It's basically a 3-chord song, but there are some other cool little guitar licks that Billy Duffy, the guitar player in the Cult, puts in. And the main one, the signature riff, is this. Again, played over that D to C to G chord pattern. And it's kind of similar to the riff that we saw at the beginning of the song, just slightly different. So here, okay, and I kind of like to use that A string as a drone there, the open A string. So I'm playing the 7th fret here again of the D, 5th fret of the D, 4th fret of the D, and open D, okay? And I'm droning that A string. Droning means I'm playing it together like a double stop, all right? So, okay, so what is that? So 7, 5, 4, 5, 4, open. So, you see that? right? So that's the beginning part of it. Then it goes like that. So what's that? Well, again, that's jumping down to the G string now. 5th fret, open D, and then you're down to that A note again, which is the 2nd fret of the G string. So, and then you go quickly to the 5th, 4th, and open of the D string. All right, so one more time. And when I hit that G string there at the end, I'm trying to catch part of the chord or even all of the chord, just to give you that and G part again that I showed you earlier. Okay, so one more time through that signature riff. And I'm just using all downstrokes there. Can you see that with my right hand? I didn't use any upstrokes. You're getting that nice, really solid rock and roll attack when you attack it with all downstrokes like that. And don't worry if you catch other strings there. It's kind of part of the sound, I think, to get some droning open strings in there as well. So you don't have to be quite so precise because you get more of that cult kind of rock and roll sound. So like that, all right? That's that opening, or that's the signature riff for this song. Finally, in the middle of the song, I guess in the middle 8, there's just a slight couple of bars where Billy Duffy does a little solo. He goes... That's all he does. It's really simple. It's just those same notes that I showed you from the main riff earlier. It's 7, 5, 4, but he's just playing them together. And changing up the rhythm pattern just slightly on the last one there. So just 1, 2, 3. Can you see that? And then something like that on the G. But all you got to do is hit those 3 notes. And then on the last one, a little bit faster. All right, and the ending of the song is similar to the beginning. It just... just like that, all right? It's just one time through. So just like the beginning pattern, at the start of the song, it's 7, 5, 4, open on the D string, and then on the G string, 5, D open, and that A note there, 2nd fret of the G string. All right, that's it. That's the Cult's She Sells Sanctuary, a really fun song with some cool rock and roll licks that you can play quite easily on the mandolin. Have fun with that song. I know you will enjoy it. Thanks very much for tuning in to RPM once again, but don't forget to leave a like down below if you like this video. And if you're new here, hit that subscriber button. Really helps us out. Also, maybe check out our Patreon and affiliate links down below. My name is Mike DeJong. Thanks very much for watching RPM.